On Saturday, May 6, Torrey Pines High School freshman Jacob Peterson was fatally shot and killed after San Diego police responded to the distressed student's call for a welfare check.
Peterson allegedly raised what was later determined to be a modified BB gun at responding officers. A suicide note was found in the student's jacket pocket.
This tragedy has brought up many concerns about suicide, not just at Torrey Pines, but throughout the district.
Here at MavNation, we want you to know that you are not alone. Find a friend, a counselor, a teacher, a family member, and talk it out.
You're not alone.
I'm Kennedy Carr.
And I'm Taylor Niendorf.
And you're watching MavNation.
The LCC Maverick Brigade Color Guard won first place at championships this spring and is open to new members for next year who love to dance and perform.
The team is holding open auditions today and tomorrow after school.
Color Guard is a dance form involving flags, mock weapons, and props. Practices are held 2 days a week after school, and performances include field shows, parades, and spring indoor shows.
Come by the band room or go online to the music department website to sign up for auditions.
The annual ASL show is Friday, June 2nd. It is a free event put on by the students in Miss Francois' American Sign Language classes.
This year, the students are performing Disney songs in American Sign Language.
It lasts 1 hour and is a great opportunity to come support your friends.
Now here's a behind-the-scenes look of Westside Story with reporter Kaylee Schoen.
Hi, I'm Bridget Vadney. I am the choreographer of Westside Story, and yeah, I'm a sophomore at LCC. I've been dancing since I was around 2. I ended up competing in dance all the way from like 5-ish to all the way till I was 12, 13. And then I had an injury in both my knees. I saw this opportunity Mr. Golden gave to me. He asked me if I wanted to choreograph Westside Story, so I just kind of took it, and it was my first time choreographing, so it's really cool. I think it's hard to start with a blank canvas because I have a vision, but my vision has to kind of stay in the parameters of the show, as well as the level at which our actors can perform and dance. And a lot of these actors are first-time dancers, so it's kind of difficult when you want something to happen. You're like, oh, everyone can do this because I used to be able to do this, but it's not necessarily that way. And there's a lot of failures and things that don't work before they do, and it's kind of just a thing of you sit in a room with a mirror for hours and hours and hours trying to come up with something and hope something comes to you. I think I've improved with being able to see a vision is getting my point across clearly. My style as an artist has really been able to be developed more. I think the hardest part was definitely getting people to cooperate because I am a peer. I'm a peer, and a lot of them are actually older than me because I am so young. I'm an underclassman. So it's kind of hard when you're telling 18-year-olds to tell them what to do and you're 3 years younger than them. I think I've learned that my creativity should be my own voice and not what anybody else wants it to be. It's really cool to just have something that you think about in your head that goes over and over in your head and just kind of watch it all unfold and say, wow, I created that, and 50 people were the tools that I used to create it with. I absolutely love this theater company, and I encourage everyone, whoever you are on campus, to come and join our family. We're more than just a bunch of theater kids. I am so looking forward to continuing to choreograph, and hopefully my work just grows and gets better, and I'm really appreciative of Mr. Golden and all the work he puts in and all the opportunities that he's allowed me to have thus far, and I'm just really excited for what's to come.
The It's Good to Be Me show is a celebration of individuality and what makes the kids in the special needs class unique. There will be 13 students participating that will each model 2 outfits.
Every aspect of the night is personalized to who they are and what makes them special.
The show is on Wednesday, June 7th at 7 p.m. in the LCC Theater.
Inspired by the art show set up in the Learning Commons last week, MavNation wanted to check out all the great artists and art produced in sculpture.
Sculpture is a visual and performing arts elective taught by Ron Lentz. Kennedy and I talked to a couple students as well as Mr. Lentz to find out more about the class.
Mr. Lentz is the Sculpture, AP Studio Arts, and board shaping teacher here at LCC. Sculpture is an introductory class that teaches students how to work with clay and many different techniques for sculpting.
The class that's going on right now, my Period 1 class, is an introductory ceramics class, ceramics and sculpture. In that class we do a variety of techniques. It's for that student who has never done clay before. It's a craft class where they're learning how to use ceramic material, hand tools, the potter's wheel.
We do everything from like little skulls at the beginning of the year to last quarter we did teapot. It really is fun to work with clay because you can make it into anything you want. It really is just the way to get away from the world and work on art and spend time with people, and it's fun.
Griffin Nevitt is a student in Mr. Lentz's sculpture class, whose main focus is abstract art.
It's just a fun class overall. You just get to hang out with your friends and build stuff. You just get to see it in real life rather than in your head.
If you're interested in learning how to work with clay, then make sure to put down sculpture as one of your electives for next year.
That's it for the news.
I'm Kennedy Carr.
And I'm Taylor Niendorf.
Fitting the most marshmallows in my mouth, probably. I don't know what the record is for that, but I feel like that would be pretty cool. Winning the Chubby Bunny competition, I don't know.
What I would want to be famous for is doing something good for my community.
I'd want to be famous for basketball.
If I could be famous for anything, it'd be for dancing because I can't sing.
If I could be famous for anything, it would be for singing because I want to have a good voice.
If I was to be famous for anything, I would be a celebrity chef because it'd be fun to just kind of cook tons of food for people.
I'd want to be a professional athlete because I love playing sports and you make a lot of money.
I'd be famous for having a nose almost as big as Camden Gianni's.
And if I were to be famous for anything, it would be doing something good for the world.
I want to be known for teaching a really nice Zumba class.
If I was famous for something, I would be for cars probably because like they make people go places faster and stuff.
I'd want to be famous for inventing the first phone because I'd be super successful and rich.
If I could be famous for one thing, it'd probably be something like the next big step in technology, you know? Something like the next iPhone. I mean, if I'm going to be famous, might as well take the chance, go down in history. Something that can help people, help humanity go forward.
Hello, and welcome to MavNation Sports. I'm Calvin Zeljak, joined alongside Dan Stewart.
Good morning, LCC. Spring playoff season is underway, and many teams look to bring home the CIF glory. In CIF news, girls lacrosse lost to Torrey Pines in the semifinals of CIF Open Division playoffs. In a classy move by the team and coach Casey Rector, the girls met with the Falcons with yellow flowers to recognize the loss of a student on their campus last week.
Producer Trevor Ferguson was able to sit down with the newest member of the San Francisco 49ers roster and class of 2012 Maverick Eric Magnuson last week to talk about his time at LCC and what he looks forward to most in the NFL.
Following the 2017 NFL Draft, former Michigan Wolverine and class of 2012 Maverick alum Eric Magnuson went undrafted but signed with the San Francisco 49ers, becoming the 8th Maverick player to sign with an NFL team. He had a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was a dream of mine to be drafted, so when that game day came along and my name wasn't called, it was disappointing, but at the same time, I'm happy I have an opportunity to prove myself. Being an undrafted guy, you have to work your whole entire career to prove that you belong there, and that's something I'm excited about because now I can have a little chip on my shoulder and be a little bit more mean than some of the other guys and, use it to my advantage. So I'm excited, but at the same time a little bit disappointed.
After being asked why the 49ers should take a chance on Eric, Coach Sobelko had a very quick and decisive answer.
Because they got a brain. I think they got a steal, big-time steal. And he wasn't the only guy that didn't enjoy the draft. We were sweating bullets. My brother and I watched it together. And I think ultimately, I'm going to speak for you because you already told me this, is they didn't draft a lineman, right? Mm-hmm. They had a plan to get them in that fashion, and they played their cards right. I think the change in, John Lynch is a local San Diego guy. We won't talk about what high school he went to. You should, though. And, the management change, the new head coach and Coach Shanahan, they're definitely trending in a good direction, and so, they're lucky to have him. That's the way I look at it.
After receiving calls starting in the third round, Eric was never drafted, pretty upset, but he was able to look back and have a good laugh.
It was a little weird because teams started calling me right in the third round saying that we're going to draft you. So that team would come along and then they would draft someone else. So it's a weird process. Teams have to prepare themselves for whatever can happen because they don't know who the teams in front of them are going to draft, So, it's just the way it goes. It made it a lot harder. It would have been a lot easier if nobody called me and nobody had interest, because then I would have known, all right, I'm going to be a free agent. But
that would be like your relationships in high school.
Right.
Nobody called, no interest.
Now back to you guys.
Thanks, Trevor. And Calvin was lucky enough to sit down with a couple members of the track team. Let's take a look at that.
With several different opportunities to compete, track is one of the most popular sports on campus.
I do the 110 high hurdles and the 300 medium hurdles. I've been doing track for all 4 years of high school.
I'm on the distance team. I am in charge of the other JV runners.
This year, the team finished undefeated in league play.
Well, so far, the past 3 meets, we have won all of them, and it's a big thanks to our amazing varsity and JV teams put together.
Despite the team competing for points to win, track is a very individual-based sport.
With track, it's basically just a bunch of different teams built into one, because there's the track events like sprints and distance, and then there's also field events like long jump and pole vault and shot put.
You basically are just trying to improve. That's your whole goal. It's individual, much more so than like all the other sports. And basically like a victory in track is beating your own PR and getting faster.
Because of the individual aspect of the sport, track gives people a lot of opportunities to improve.
It's gauged by your own ability, right, and your own progress. Like, the team's not necessarily a bad thing, but with track you really know like when you're getting better and when you're putting in the work.
Back to you, Dan. All right, now let's start with the MavLife Sports Whip Around. Boys lacrosse has been on fire this season, beating Westview 17-5, Santa Fe Christian 18-5, and Poway 11-8 in the second round of CIF. They are currently ranked 6th in the country according to laxpower.com.
On the other hand, the girls lacrosse team took an L to Torrey Pines in the CIF playoffs 17-9, bringing an end to their season.
On the diamond, the Mavs beat Sage Creek twice in a pair of games, 5-1 and 16-1, and beat Torrey Pines 5-6 in a rivalry game to win league.
Jumping over to the diamond, softball beat Sage Creek 10-0, lost to Torrey Pines 7-0, and lost to Westview 8-7. They are ranked 14th in the county.
Now on to the court. Boys tennis picked up wins against Vista 16-2, Vincent Memorial 14-4, but then lost to Coronado 70-67 in games after a 9-9 tie.
Boys volleyball won a trio of games against El Camino, CCA, and Mount Carmel, all 3-0 respectively. According to Max Preps, they are currently ranked 18th in the nation in the double elimination section of the playoffs. The boys lost Tuesday to Westview and were set to play for state on Saturday. Check our Twitter feed for score updates.
And rounding it out, gymnastics won league with a season-high score of 214 points.
And that's it for this week from Calvin the Boys, and now on to style.
Hello Mavericks and welcome to MavLife Style. My name is Elora Dannon and today we're bringing in some of LCC's favorite couples to answer a couples questionnaire. So sit back, relax, and enjoy MavLife Style, the show made for the Mavs by the Mavs on what makes LCC, LCC.
Eighth grade in history class. Yeah. Not that interesting.
How did we meet?
Okay, so I've known Jack for like 3 years, but he didn't know me until this year.
Yeah.
Because he's really lame and he just didn't know me.
And then we sat next to each other in math, and she was really cool, so I started talking to her.
We met in Mr. DeJulia's class, sophomore year.
Over 2 years now.
3.5 months.
Yeah.
6 months. Almost 7.
Yeah.
Going to Pismo Beach with her mom.
Yeah, we took like a little vacation to Pismo Beach.
The zoo.
The zoo.
My house.
Halloween.
Yeah. Urban Place?
And the
Yeah.
beach?
Yeah, urban plates.
Heights.
Yeah. I don't know what you're afraid of. Small spaces?
Nothing.
Drew's very afraid of spiders.
Clowns.
Yeah. I don't think he's afraid of anything, right? Yeah. Okay.
Oh. Okay, he likes old rock or whatever, and then
Rock,
yeah, sorry.
Anything by John Mayer and
Yeah.
country music.
Country.
No.
Okay, thank God.
Dax is like, I don't know how to explain it. Like,
You know what it is. It's everything. But
It's everything but country.
Drew likes like old school rock bands like Rolling Stones and like Jimi Hendrix.
You like things on SoundCloud.
I like her personality a lot because she thinks the same things that I think are funny, and she's kind of mean like I am, but not to everyone, just to me.
I like how driven Jack is and like he wants to get a task done like right when it happens. Besides homework, because he doesn't do his homework.
No, he like dresses really nice, so that was like a plus.
He's fun. He's really sweet. Oh, shut up.
Drew doesn't like Drew's a very slow person. Like he's late to everything, and I hate being late to things, so that causes some issues.
Yeah. Not yelling at me for always being late.
And not being late.
Sculpture.
The ability to have your knee hurt all the time.
I had more fun than I was expecting to. So
It was nice. They had burritos.
yeah. And the like rooftop thing was really cool.
Yeah, the
so.
rooftop was good.
I asked her with the scavenger hunt, and it took her 2.5 hours to drive around and do.
By myself. by the
And
way.
then it ended with me next to a sign at a pond.
It was cute.